Greetings, royal family. It's growing up hip hop time. It's growing up hip hop time. Well, growing up hip hop LA is back for the second half of the season 5, that is. So, this is episode 15, and the episode opens up with Brianna's commentary. So, first of all, Brianna has given some stellar commentary to keep everyone, basically to catch everyone up on what's been going down. Her recap of what has taken place thus far in the season was phenomenal. It was natural. She is truly a comedian. She called TT's boyfriend a colonizer. She said that Romeo had not been paying Angela one bit of attention, so that's why she called on a certain dog, referring to Bow Wow. She said that Sam put his pennies together from his couch cushions and put a secondhand ring on Egypt's finger. Oh my gosh. TT and her boyfriend started a hemp farm in Jamaica. Good for her. Good way to make some income these days. And little twist, he is working on music. He is signed to Young Money, and they've got his back 100%. So like I said, Brianna did an amazing job in the opening recap of the show. So the first scene, we see Sam, Egypt, and Boogie. Boogie is telling them, I think they met up in a nail salon, wherever they were. So Boogie is telling them that he has to go to court for his dad's court case. Who cares? They talk about Sam's coming out / engagement party. Remember that whole debacle? And Egypt is really selling us on this alter ego that she has, this Trepa. So they start talking about that. Boring. We move on to TT and her mama. So TT is in Jamaica. She's with her man and her mother. And she's telling her mother, who is Pep's older sister, Auntie Bev, okay, that's what we're going to call her. We're going to put some respect on her name. She's telling her mother about Sam, and her mother is in disbelief that Sam is saying that TT is in love with him, right? TT had to actually repeat it to her mother a few times. TT's mother was like, wait, what are you saying to me? Wait, I don't understand. What you saying? TT's mother is a little furious, and she says that she just Miss Bev doesn't look like the type of woman that you want to piss off. I'll put it that way. Okay. TT's mother, she feels that Sam has set him. She said this. She said she feels that Sam set himself up to be with Egypt. Those were her exact words. And she said that he is not going to come in and break up their family. You know, she's very strong. She has strong feelings about family, you know, and family being together. That's obviously where TT gets it from. But she's not feeling this whole discord, you know, with the family. And she is going to get to the bottom of it. And I can't wait. Shout out to Auntie Bev, Miss Bev. Just about every island person has a Miss Bev, Auntie Bev, whether in their family, friend of the family. We know a Miss Bev that may work in the Jamaican restaurant, you know, or Auntie Bev that your uncle married and she married into the family. But I like TT's mother. This proves, I said this before, TT comes from good, solid roots. And Miss Bev reminds me of several women in my family in that age group. Moving along to the Simmons family. Hooray. So they're bowling at some party. I don't even know whose birthday it is or whatever. And it takes no time for Romeo's name to be brought up. Angela's assistant brings up Romeo. I'm like, why are you bringing up Romeo? So they started talking about some of the things that Romeo has been saying in the press in regards to interviews that he has done since the show has been on their mid-season break. Bow Wow, he's in attendance with Bowling with the Family. Angela and Bow Wow are doing their confessionals together, and we find out that Angela addresses Bow Wow as Gregory. He says to her, you know you don't call me Bow Wow. What you call me, girl? And she's like, well, you want me to say it on TV? Gregory. And he was like, yeah. They're both so corny. I think the two of them equally, if JoJo, Bow Wow, and Angela got together as a group, it would be corny, straight up. Anyway, Pep, she's riding in some car, and with her assistant, and she gets a phone call, and it's her big sis, TT's mama, Miss Bev. Okay, so she calls Pep, and she gets Pep all the way together, and I love it. She wants Egypt, Miss Bev wants Egypt and Pep to get on a plane, fly to Jamaica, because Miss Bev is not happy about all these allegations that Sam has made and what's going on with the family. Pep says that she can't travel because her leg got hurt in a car accident that she had. And I actually reported on her suing Uber, the company, because she was in a car accident. Reported on that on my What the Friday video, which is currently up. Be sure to check it out. So Pep, she's upset that TT told her mother, and she said that she thought TT could handle this like an adult. Pep needs to grow up. She needs to grow up. Why wouldn't TT tell her mother about what's going on, especially with them being so big on family sticking together? Like, are you kidding me, Pep? Grow up. Anyway, Miss Bev said that she wants her to come, and Sam is not invited. She made it very clear, I want you and Egypt to come, not Sam. So TT's mother said that if they don't come to Jamaica, then she'll find a way to come to where they are, because this will be fixed. Oh, Miss Bev is everything. All right, so we move on to see Sam in some corny music video, and Egypt has basically become Sam's background dancer and music promoter. Anyway, so for whatever reason, Eric, which is Little Easy, and his wife show up, and they're talking about Brianna, and Eric's wife is going to ask Egypt if she swung on Brianna. Girl, did you swing on Brianna when you... You know what? She's irrelevant. Anyway, Pep, she calls Egypt, right, in the middle of her being a background dancer for Sam's music video. And we don't care about any of his music. Do you? Put it in the comments if you care. Anywho, so Pep calls Egypt and tells her, yo, Pep, you a punk. She tells Egypt, look, I want you to go to Jamaica because she can't go, and Auntie Bev does not want Sam to go. So Bev is getting them all together from the West Indies, baby, and I love it. I love it. I'm here for it. I hope that she is going to be in the remaining episodes of this season, because I kind of like where she's going. I hope she doesn't disappoint me and then starts to like Sam or something like that. I doubt it, though. Anyway, we move on to Lame Trash. That's Dame Trash, for those of you who may not understand what Lame Trash is. He's complaining about his legal troubles as usual. He's in a tattoo shop getting a tattoo. I don't know why he thought we would want to see him with his shirt off, but hey, it is what it is. Tretch shows up with Tyran, so they're at the tattoo shop chit-chatting, and again, he's talking about his legal troubles, and Tretch is talking about his situations with Egypt, so on and so forth. So Lame Trash is still convincing himself, right, that his kids are disrespectful to him. Like, as usual, Damon is the victim. This is just so sad to see. So Tretch and Dame, they're just talking about coming from nothing and struggling, and Tretch was telling Dame about Brianna, quote unquote, disrespecting Egypt and ruining Egypt's engagement party, and how Egypt was crying. And Dame is trying to give him advice, which I thought was extremely hilarious. Neither one of them talked about any of their wrongdoings and where they dropped the ball as men and parents, in my opinion. You know, they're talking about how they got so rich and they had nothing, and no one taught them how to raise their children who are first generation rich kids. A bunch of malarkey, just a bunch of malarkey. Immaturity at its finest. And what's disheartening is seeing that these men are in their late 40s, if not already in their early 50s, behaving like this. It's so unattractive, and it's a turnoff. Moving along, back to Egypt and Pep. So prior to the mid-season break, I want to say this. I don't recall Pep complaining about her leg. She was up and down all over the place, and maybe they just left it out. She was drinking. She was twerking at Egypt's 21st birthday, I think it was, when she had the hotel room, when she dissed TT, and she was popping and twerking. I don't remember her complaining about her leg. Just an observation. Anyway, so she basically tells Egypt that she has to go to Jamaica to meet with Aunt Bev, okay? Pep tells her Pep tells her, look, you grown, you 21, you could stand on your own. Listen, Pep is scared of her sister, rightfully so, because Pep has co-signed a lot of BS. Not to mention, Pep played TT and iced her out. Remember at Egypt's 21st birthday party, she pushed the door in her face, and she just made those, she just insinuated that TT was trying to flirt with Sam. So Pep doesn't want to face her big sister, because Aunt Bev is like, wait a minute, you saying these things about my child, we're going to have a problem. Egypt ends up storming off because she feels like she doesn't want to answer to anyone about all of this. Listen, I'll wait. We move on to Little Twist and Brianna. Some comic relief finally. I miss Little Twist. So they're in a paint store, and Little Twist, he's flirting with the sales girl or with the cashier, and he's in there acting up and being silly in a good way. And he draws a picture. He draws a picture with like some markers on a white paper. He draws a picture of a clown in honor of Sam, aka Samuel the Clown. Now, I like that. I might have to borrow that from Little Twist. Samuel the Clown. I has a nice ring to it, and it's very befitting. Anyway, Brianna, she still feels the need to talk to Egypt because she feels like, I have to let Egypt know what she's dealing with so that she can make a decision going forward, and I can watch all of this blow up in her face. Brianna, I told you last episode, leave them people alone. There is nothing that you need to say. There is nothing that you can say that is going to get this little girl to change her mind. Leave it alone. And not to mention, there's static now between you and Pep. Leave it alone. I hope Brianna listens. I don't think she will, though. Anyway, back to Angela and Bow Wow. Watching the two of them is like watching two children. I'm telling you. Bow Wow stays gassing Angela up. And all she, as usual, stop. So annoying. Anyway, so Angela, she stops by Bow Wow's house, Bow Wow's place. And Angela wants to help Bow Wow with his merchandise and marketing. And then Angela brings up Romeo. She said that she and Romeo were supposed to go into business together, or I think, was she referencing the show, that the Growing Up Hip Hop show was a joint business effort between the two of them, but he's no longer here. I just started laughing. The entire episode, though, Angela and Bow Wow, they did their confessionals together. He was referencing her as his first lady, or the first lady, like Michelle Obama, just gassing her up, and she loves every minute of it. I think Angela uses Bow Wow to boost her ego, just my opinion. She knows that he likes her, right? And she probably likes him too. I don't doubt it. But she thrives off of him complimenting her and talking about how good she looks. She loves it. Anyway, back to the East Coast. NYC to be exact. Dame is scared of being arrested. So he and Rocky are in the house, and there's a knock on the door. And he tells Rocky to answer the door, right? So it's Boogie. Boogie's at the door. He came by to visit his father. He found out where he was because Dame is in hiding. Big Bad Damon, with his silk robe, is in hiding from the Popo. So again, it's Boogie. By this time, Dame was already in the room when Boogie entered the door. Such a sucker. He's a straight sucker, yo. Anyway, Boogie oftentimes butts heads with his father, right? All the time. But Boogie always shows that he loves and cares for Damon. Like, he really does. And right now versus before, Boogie has taken on this attitude where he sticks up for himself a lot more than he did before. Because Damon is toxic as hell, right? I don't care what accolades he has achieved in the music industry. He is straight toxic. He's a toxic parent. My gosh. Anyway. But I noticed that Boogie now is a little bit more, he doesn't have to argue. Like somebody like Dame, you don't argue with them. That's what they want. Dame wants to provoke you into arguing. He wants to talk down to you so that there will be an altercation. He loves it. He loves altercations and confrontations. He gets off on them. So when Boogie has his nonchalant attitude and he just nods and smiles, it sets Dame off because Boogie is not engaging in his foolishness. And I love every minute of it. But Boogie has learned to stand up for himself, and he does not have to be confrontational or argumentative to do it, because again, that's what Dame wants. But he does often show that he cares for his father. So Dame ends up telling Boogie that he needs to stop cutting him off as it pertains to, you know, you stop talking to me for a little while and then you start talking to me again, which I disagree with. And he also tells his son that he needs to stop contradicting him in public. So Damon feels that even when he is wrong in public, he should always agree with him. Dame feels that because he's Boogie's father, he's his boss. This is what he's telling his son. Another man sitting across from him, his son, he's telling him this. This is coming from the man that a few minutes ago ran into his bedroom with his silk scarf because he thought the popo was at the door. So now you want to try to bully Boogie. See, that's the thing. He can't bully him. Boogie tells Damon that, you know, he does not have to respect any of that because Boogie was just sitting there nodding. And again, Damon didn't like that. He was like, you know, you're just sitting there smiling, agreeing with me, but, you know, you're trying to be funny. See, he wants that confrontation. It's attention for him. People like Damon, regardless of what type of attention you give them, they will go to the ends of the earth to get attention from people, no matter what it is. So Damon gets upset and he gets up. Boogie, he walks out and he says, "Be careful, Rocky." And I am so glad that he said that, because the only person that pacifies Damon's foolishness is Rocky. Look at all of the relationships that he has had throughout his career. You know, everybody can't be telling the same. I mean, it's possible, but everybody can't be telling the same lie. Anyway, if I took Damon seriously, this would annoy me. He is toxic, and Boogie definitely should cut him off when necessary. And I think until Damon comprehends that respect is a two-way street and that no one is fazed by his little man complex, I think that Boogie should continue to put him on ice when necessary, because he's crazy. Dame starts yelling. By this time, Boogie's already gone. And he flew he was on the West Coast and he flew to the East Coast to see his father. And his father was even asking him, "How did you find me?" And he said, "I called your assistant." So you really in hiding over some back child support? Anyway, you a sucker, Dame. Anyway, so Dame calls his son a selfish little bastard. Imagine that. He's a selfish little bastard because he doesn't want to sit there and endure your disrespect. Like I said, if I took Dame seriously, this would annoy me. Anyway, Egypt lands in Jamaica. So Auntie Bev picks her up, okay, a Audi, a nice big body car service, picks up Egypt from the airport, I'm assuming, and they are riding in the back. And Aunt Bev, she wastes no time letting Egypt know what's up and what the deal is. You know, Egypt, she feels that TT needs to apologize to her. So Egypt says to her aunt, "You know, you only heard Tahira's side," that's TT. And Aunt Bev was like, "You know, you can go ahead and tell me your side, but TT normally doesn't lie to me. She doesn't have a history of lying to me. We don't have that kind of relationship." Aunt Bev, she already knows the BS, okay? So she brings up, Aunt Bev, she brought up Sam's allegation. And listen to this. Egypt, she tells her aunt that she heard that TT got out of the shower and ran to her room and was not clothed. Interesting. Aunt Bev said, look, she ain't buying it. She ain't buying that story. And she tell Egypt, look, you're either insecure or you're lying. I think that's what she said. Now, what I find interesting is that Egypt said that she was told about this incident. She didn't see TT run out of the shower naked herself. I was under the impression, the way she was going so hard, that she witnessed this and this whole, you know, TT's, you know, how would she feel if I walked around naked? But when you in front of your Aunt Bev, you told her that you heard that she ran from the bathroom to the room just covering herself with her hands. So the truth comes out. Aunt Bev be putting the pressure on them without having to do much of anything. Interesting. Egypt is a fool, though. A whole fool. So again, they're in the car and they're headed to the house. And this is when Aunt Bev says that TT and Tyran are at the house and they're all going to sit down and talk. Egypt did not know that Tyran was in Jamaica. And Egypt, she feels pretty much set up by her mom at this point, you know. She tells her aunt, you guys are going to gang up on me, aren't you? So she feels like, you know, her mom set her up. Yeah, Egypt, your mother sure did. Pep didn't want to be confronted and called out by her sister because she co-signed a lot of this BS. So royal family, that is it. So Growing Up Hip Hop is back. I cannot wait until next week. I've actually missed these people, and I am so glad that we have been introduced to a new cast member. Everybody welcome Auntie Bev. Okay, shout out to Auntie Bev. Now, Aunt Bev, don't you switch sides now. You stand firm and stay strong. So next week we are going to see this sit down that's going to take place with Egypt, Tyran, Aunt Bev, and TT. TT says that she has an announcement, but she only wants to share it with people that she trusts. So I'm assuming that she's going to announce that she is pregnant, because I did think I read somewhere that she is pregnant. Good for her, or that she's getting married, one of the two. Either or, good for her. So royal family, you know what to do. Get down in the comments, share your thoughts. I can't wait to read your comments. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the commentary. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button and make sure that your notification bell is selected to all so you don't miss any of my uploads. All right, get down in the comments, royal family. I'll see you next week for Growing Up Hip Hop LA. Until next time, peace.